Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 5th grade concept of adding and subtracting fractions. This is Standard 5.3H in the great state of Texas. We are using item number 16 of the 2024 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have just a simple expression, 1/12 plus 1/5 plus 3/10. We need to find the value of the expression. We need to add these three fractions. And first, let's just eliminate the most obvious incorrect answer choice. When we add fractions, we cannot just add straight across. 1 plus 1 plus 3 makes 5. 12 plus 5 is 17. Add 10 is 27. We cannot do that. That is not how fractions work. You have to have the same size pieces. The denominators have to be the same. So we need to change all of these fractions to have equal denominators, which means let's list our 12s, let's list our 10s, let's list our 5s. And I think it's going to be best for us to start with our largest first, right? So 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. All right, so I think that's going to be helpful for us. This is 12 times 5 makes 60 because I'm looking at that 60 and I know that I can get to 60 with both my 10s and my 5s. Obviously, if I get to something with a 10, I can get there with a 5. So that's going to be 10 times 6. And then I can list this out 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And then 55, 60, right? So that's the opposite of that. This is going to be 5 times 12. All right, so if I can change each of these fractions into an equivalent fraction that has a denominator of 60, then I can add. Now, I might need to simplify after that, but we'll see. So let's take a look at how do we do that? Well, I like to set it up like this. Let's set all of them up like 1/12, 1/5, 3/10. So what I want to do is I want to multiply each of these fractions by something that's equal to 1. That's how we're going to get an equivalent fraction. Because when you multiply anything by 1, it's simply itself. You're making it look different. So all of these need to turn into a denominator of 60. So let's make it look like this. When we multiply, we can multiply straight across. That's the strange thing about fractions. When you multiply, you can multiply straight across. When you add, you can't. You have to find a common denominator. So 12 times what makes 60? Well, we've already done the work. It's 12 times 5. So if I want to multiply 12 times 5 to get 60, I need my numerator to be 5. Because what is 5/5? Well, that just equals 1. So when I'm multiplying anything by 1, right, that's the identity property multiplication. It's itself. So 1 times 5 makes 5. That's how we make an equivalent fraction. 1/12 is the same as 5/60. It just looks different. But this 5/60 is going to be helpful because I can add it when I get these other ones. So 5 times what makes 60? Well, I've already figured that out. That's going to be 12. So in order to multiply it by a fraction equal to 1, I need to make my numerator match my denominator. Because 12 over 12 is the same as 1 whole. Anything times 1 is itself. So 1 times 12 makes 12. So 1/5 is the same as 12/60. I just made it look different. But now, look, I can add that. Right now I've got 17/60. All right, so let's look at this last one. 10 times what makes 60? That's going to be 6, right? We did that already right here. So I need to make the 6 over 6, make my fraction equal to 1. So it is itself, that's going to be 18. 6 times 3 is 18. And so 3/10 is the same as 18/60. It just looks different. Now I can add. All right, so I can look at these two right here. And let's just add 18 and 12 is going to be 30, 30 and 5, right? That's going to be 35/60. Now, if you wanted to, you could divide by 5s, right? To simplify, to get 7/12, but they don't need to do that. We're good with this 12, with this D, and that's our answer.